Okay, so there appears to have been a lot of effort, or rather there appears to be a lot of effort being put, into preparing for these Ondo elections. By the end of this week alone, a number of key activities would have ended, say the mock accreditation by INEC in select centers. That's a key activity that's been lined up for this week. I would think INEC's approach to this particular off-cycle election would greatly interest your team, your pre-election team that was deployed earlier. What were some of the major, focus of this group, INEC's readiness for the exercise, and what were some of the preliminary findings with regards some of what you tried to gauge or find out about INEC's preparations?
All right, thank you so much. So at CDD West Africa, the information assessment we conducted was actually to look at the information ecosystem within the context of what kind of information are citizens receiving, the electorate, what kind of information are they exposed to, are there issues of disinformation in the build-up to the electoral process, are there issues of malinformation, how are the citizens able to access accurate information. And we saw, INEC doing very interesting activities around voter register at the time we conducted the assessment. But for us, in terms of the key findings of our information assessment, one, like you mentioned in the introduction, is that the level of energy in the Ondo elections when it comes to disinformation, it's actually much more lower in terms of the fact that you have seen less peddling of disinformation in the electoral process. And this is critical because the spread of misinformation, disinformation is one, or there are two real issues when it comes to our elections. And even INEC itself is a target. Like we saw in the very first day of our assessment, the INEC rec came under the spotlight because, of course, some political actors aimed some disinformation at her. They claimed she is from Ondo State, when actually she's from Ekiti State. And we had to do a fact check on that. And so you can see that even though we say comparatively to Edo, the spread of disinformation was has been a lot lower in Ondo, you still see that the bad actors spreading disinformation are not really going to rest, or they have not rested on their oars. They are still doing their thing in terms of how they want to use information as a component to shape the narrative, for partisan advantage in the election. So our role really is to look at those vulnerabilities and those risks, and then to be able to counter those vulnerabilities and risks through effective fact-checking measures, and also through media literacy measures.